probably swear. Okay. Live. Thank you, YouTube. Okay. So it has been a crazy 12 hours. Crazy 12 hours. And the portals are definitely open. I heard NASA released something today about aliens. I haven't even got there yet. So I was literally on the phone until 5 minutes before start. At 11:11, I actually took the time for the full minute to open up. Spirit said, put some amethyst on. Time to really open up because it's a crazy energy going on, but it's a crazy good energy. So, some people have a stigma with the word crazy, and I can understand that. But I try to reroute that and make it a good frame instead of hearing it in a negative sense. So I would like to begin this live with opening up space and just taking a moment to center into our hearts. Just say a big thank you. We're here, we're changing the world, we're changing our lives, and we're doing things out of our heart and out of our spirit. Love it. Okay, so I promised hand magic. So I made sure I always have my little things here because I have troubles with remembering sometimes, and then I always end up adding extra. So that's kind of a good thing with me. So I'm going to start off by saying hand magic. So we all know hands are very important. We use our hands every day. We use them to eat, to touch our toes, to feel, to sense, to write, everything. They're very, very potent magic. Hello. Oh, happy 11/11, Miss Louise. I love you too, sweetheart. Please bless my mess. It's been crazy going on in my house. They did the back patio, and so most of my garden is in my house. So I've had to move everything up. But I want to quickly go into the hand magic since you only have just a short bit of time, and I don't want to be on too late either. I'm pretty tuckered. I ended up going for a big long nap today, lots of downloads. So that's why I'm so refreshed at 11:11. So we'll begin with what people believe in. So if you go across religion or you go into history, you're going to learn about left-handed magic and right-handed magic. And a lot of people consider left-handed magic evil. And it's not. It is just a different road. The reason why they think it's evil is because it's the subconscious mind. So if you remember back in, probably about 100 years ago, in the beginning of school, they would not encourage people to write with their left hands, and in fact, give them a slap, to say no, you can't write. You got to write with your right. So I've heard stories about that growing up, about my parents and their friends, that they were never allowed to write with left hand. They were supposed to write with the right. As for being exhausted, it's because spirit in the universe is making sure that we're resetting. And then when we're resetting in a very good level. So we're tired because our light bodies are ridding of that heaviness. That's why I did the meditation earlier. And I called it clay and muck. Because those are the things that are stuck. And spirit was really showing me that things are going to really get lightened up. So when they're sleeping, they work on us and they can kind of help lighten that muck so we can gather it and toss it out. And then we can get those light codes in. So we got a lot of light codes coming through. That's why I was so busy when I woke up. People were calling, you hear light codes, NASA, light codes, this, that. So it was just it was overwhelming for me. And I'm still trying to come back to talk about hand magic. Today was an incredible day. Energy-wise, 11/11, those portals wide open. See? It ended up going in your favor because then you can write with your right hand, because they really believe left hand magic is bad magic. But when you do automatic writing, it is encouraged to use your left hand because then you're getting what's in your subconscious mind, what's not in the conscious mind. So whatever hand you're prominent with is your conscious mind, And the hand you're not is your subconscious mind. So to begin on that level. In magic or anything, fingers are considered swords or wands. The reason why is because they are the creators. When we hold a pencil, that is our sword. We're holding our sword. So it's it goes hand in hand. The handle of the sword. You point at somebody, you're directing energy. You're showing them physically, and you're coning that energy right to them. That's why when you see any magical movies and at which points casts, that's their wand. So there's things that they do kind of put into our everyday lives that we've kind of like looked over, but the stories have been there. Let's see. Yeah, pointer or wand. So even like when you're casting circles, you can cast your hand, your fingers, your wand. When you're calling down energies from the universe, these two fingers are considered as chalices, like your swords, and you bring them together. You put the thumbs together. Look familiar. It's an symbol too. It's a hand mantra. And you bring your hands out and you hold the power. You bring it in, right? So you bring it this way, this way, this way, V. It's whatever you need. So just direct with your body. It feels right. But once you got that, that's like the secret code of like bringing in abundance from the universe. That's across the board. That's Buddhism, magic, anything. Hand mantras. That's why I mentioned hand magic and hand left palms. You take the other hand, left hand. You take your prominent hand to release it. I always call it the poop. Energy release. And if you feel like it's not working and it was just building up on one side or releasing one side, switch it up. It works. See here. Prayers. When we pray, our hands go together. That's magic. That's bringing left and right, subconscious and conscious together. And we're putting our energy and our thoughts, and we're raising our vibration up. And we believe that our hands are carrying that prayer with our thoughts. That cone of energy is working. Hand magic. So hands are pretty much saying, you have two magic hands all the time. In palmistry, each part of the hand represents something different aspects. So there's Venus, Jupiter, Mars. There's also different aspects of goddesses and things like that. So when you look at the palmistry, they start telling you the lines and stuff like that. Again, you can foretell the future. So yeah, hands put to good use. So another thing that we do with our writing and drawing, we write manifestations, we write affirmations. So we're always giving credit to our heart and our mind and the universe, but we have to give credit to our hands because it's our hands that truly get it out, our hands and our mouth. So everything has that working part in our body, and that's what makes it magical and how you can enhance that magical part in your life. So now that I got all the hands down, well, hello, Elizabeth. Thank you for coming. So now we got the hands down. If you didn't get to see the hand part, please come back to it. I am going to do a little bit more about hands, like clearing space and energy, because I'm going to talk about a ritual right now. A good ritual with using your hands, and you don't have like a lot of tools. So say you're traveling or you're at a family's house, and you feel like a lot of like heavy energy in the air, and you just kind of like want to get the energy away from you. Clap your hands. Clap it in a beat. If you have a song come to you, clap to the song. It literally disperses all the energy around. Knowing that your hands are so powerful, when you do your claps, you can physically, emotionally manifest the area as far out as you need it. So it's like two big symbols. You can bring them together and it can literally emanate. If you need it quickly, if you need it quietly, There's always a way to utilize those hands. Your hands are just amazing, amazing things. So when you're starting your rituals, I was mentioning this earlier, is casting circles, you use your hands. Sometimes you have a wand, but a wand is the extension of your hand. Most time when you use a sword, it's your hands. You use a knife, fork. So the very prim of it, of what you're using, is your hand. So that's the base energy. So the reason why I bring that up is I'm saying to you again, this is core energy right here, 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 core energy. There was a lady, she was mentioning, I didn't receive her email, but she mentioned on the other thing about energy coming out of her hands and her hands getting really hot. That means all the extra energy is building up, and she has massive healing powers. She has massive energy stored up that's leaking out her hands. So she could ball that energy up, and you can feel the energy. You take your hands together, you can start feeling a warmth and an energy. Sometimes people will clap or rub friction to start. You really don't need to. You can sense it right away. And your hands will naturally either come together or come apart. If your hands are coming together, it means you need more energy. So call in energy from the universe in your stance. Even Tony Robbins talks about going to your power stance. You put your hands on your hips, and you're standing straight up. Testosterone flows into you. If they talk about abundance, a lot of people talk about abundance being the vessel. The hands go into a V shape and go above you. What I'm giving you is that little key. So when you see the Buddhists doing this, people magic do this because this is bringing down protection of the universe. This is bringing down the protection of like the gods, the goddesses, whatever it is that you believe in the universe. It pulls that energy down for you. So I'm sitting in a W shape, so it would come in like a cup and it'd start filling me up and then come down. Or do you want it to be like really straightforward? So sense it out with yourself and you'll feel the energy coming in. So a lot of times you're going to hear people give you advice. So you have to take that advice and then test it and see how it works with you. Because some things might not work for you and some things might work for you. So like some people might point and notice, hey, when I point to something without saying a word, that person picks up on it, or a bird picks up on it. I say a bird because I once did that. I was goofing off years ago with my children, showing them little energy techniques. And so I showed them how to swirl up, and there was a hawk up on a post. So I swirled up and I poked the hawk, but I was sitting in the car. We were at a stop sign. We were waiting to get our turn. I was just passing time. And the hawk turned around, looked down at the car, and my kids are laughing. Oh my God, the hawk felt that. And I giggled and I said, well, yeah. And they were like, but the hawk is so far away. I'm like, but that doesn't mean anything. Energy travels. There's no time or space in energy. It just travels where you need it to go. So if you can actually like bring it into your head where you want it to go, you don't have to like see it or like imagine it. You just get to a point that you can swirl up your energy in your hands and direct it. Kind of like little laser beams. It's kind of neat. Um, you just have to believe in yourself in that. And then if you find that you can affect some things and not other things, take note of that. Or if you can affect some people and not other people, take note of that. But don't mess with people. Don't do negative things. That will come back on you. I love you too, Miss Louise. Yes. Yes, Miss Louise is doing my nature and forest bathing course, the immersion with nature and finding connection. And I thank her for that. I can't wait to hear all about what she thinks about it and how she's connecting. She's been so busy. Okay. Love you, sweetheart. Have a good day at work. Send some love to your sister and those beautiful babies. So I don't know where I was. So that's okay. That's spirit saying, okay, moving on. So we talked about clapping hands. I had these little notes here just so you can see. I put like prayers, mantras, so then I just remember what to talk about. And I want to make sure I'm covering certain bases. There's a vast majority of information on hand magic and where to go and how to go with it. I did bring a couple books to show good places for magic, especially for hand magic or natural healing. This is like one of my favorite books. It's called The Healer's Manual. It's by Ted Anders. And if you go in the back of this book and you just look up, where am I here? Hands. Hand sensitivity increasing. And then they have hands. I'm going to show you just hands alone. There's hands. Those are all the pages for hands. So that's for your head. You see how important they are? Just kind of give you that little peek there. So this one, I believe he talks about getting your energy hands together and turning them on. You can play with your hands to figure out what turns your hands on most. I can feel my energy hands are already on. I'm going to turn them up a bit. A little pinch with the palm of your hand. Go up to your thumb, pinch, pull. Repeat, pinch, pinch, pull. Pinch, pinch, pull. Pinch, pinch, pull. Pinch, pinch, pull. Now I pulled them up to about here. Woo, I can feel that. And this is what you call your extrasensory hand. So if you're going to do a scan on somebody or your own body, you could literally sense through. And if you feel something that you don't want in your energetic field, you can move your hand the way it feels right for you and gather it up. So this time, for some reason, I felt like going clockwise to pull. And now I'm going to unclockwise it to pull it out. And I'll throw it in the candle. So if you pull out energy with your hands, make sure that you have a garbage can or a candle nearby to throw it into so it disperses back into the energy field. And you know that you're recycling that energy out. Oh my gosh, I just did that and I got my brain a tickle. So to turn it off, same thing. You can either clap it out, but I find that it just makes it more sensitive, for me anyways. So I turn it back off. And it's just the opposite way. You go from the top to the bottom and you turn it back off. My hand feels normal again. If you watch Jack Canfield, he has this neat little trick that when he first started out getting people to understand that our minds are very powerful and our hands are powerful, is he says, put your hands together, make sure that they're even, and you close your eyes and you tell one of your hands to grow. And you tell it 8 times to grow. So I'm going to tell my right hand to grow because I was just messing with my left hand. So grow, 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 grow. I think that's 8. I lost track because I could feel my hand really growing. So then you take your hands apart. Oh, I did that wrong. Oh my goodness. You put your hands together, you take your hands apart, and you tell your hands separately to grow. That's why I was feeling so weird. Because I could feel my hand growing. I'm like, wait, don't grow. Wait, I could feel that. So you tell your hand to grow. Let me start again. I feel terrible that I did that. So you put your hands together and you make sure that they're even. And you line them up. My hands are not even. You're going to have to shake it out. Go back to normal. 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 Okay, starting hands together. Hands are even. So when your hands are together, then you pull it away, and then you choose the hand that you want to grow. You tell that hand 8 times to grow. Once you finish that, put your hands together. Now don't freak out, okay? Your hand would have grown. As you can see, you can get to go back. So you can either shake it out and tell it, Or same thing, put it back. You go back to normal size, or go back to normal, go back to normal, go back to normal, and it will. But that's a good way to really like start seeing how you can affect your body. And if you want to grow your hands to have that extrasensory feeling for magic and then bring them back in, that's a really strong way of doing it. Sometimes people don't feel it when they do this. So it's best to have a go-to that definitely works. And Jack Canfield showed me that one. I can't remember. I don't know if I think I seen on a YouTube. God, I don't know how long ago. Probably at least 10 years ago plus. I remember my son being born around that area, so like 19 years ago. So that's about the time I read Chicken Soup for the Soul. He was Louise Hay. I really liked Louise Hay. But this book, yeah, it's like jam-packed full of everything. I highly suggest this book as a book. I found it I was roaming through Indigo, chapter books, and that's how I work it. Though I close down and I go into myself, and then I say, "Spirit, lead me to the right thing." I open my eyes, and the first book I see, I grab, and that just happened to be this one. And it's a good book. I even like the touching of it. It's like a really soft cover. Oh, look at that. I open it up and it's sending and feeling energy patterns. And look what it is. It's hands. So let's talk about this. So if you notice when I talked about sending energy to the hawk, if you were paying attention at that time, or if you just got here, I swirled my finger a bit. Now, there's a reason why I do that. Swirling your finger intenses the energy, and you can sense in a golden ratio form, I would like to say, that Fibonacci sequence, and it goes through. It's not always a direct line. It might seem like a direct line because it's going so fast with their mind, but the truth is it's really spiraling, and it's spiraling fast. So when I spiral it, it's my way of winding it a little bit more. To check subtle energies in a body with doing that formula, you use your whole hand, or you can use your wands, your little pointer fingers, or just one finger, and you swirl clockwise to sense the energies. So you would do that on a body and sense the energy. So if I felt something out of sort, that's where I could point to it. I could feel this on my shoulder. It feels so weird. It's like a tingle for me. And so I gotta make sure I loosen this up because I don't want to pull anything out of my shoulder because I don't feel like anything's wrong. But I'm gonna loosen it now and unswirl it. And that's where you can take your feely hands, reach in to a candle, to a garbage bin. And you can do that for a whole body. You go top to bottom, flip them over, do it again. You can have crystal grids around. Crystal grids, I highly recommend crystal grids. If you're unsure about crystals, stick with the master healers, amethyst, rock crystals, which are quartz, the white quartz crystals. Anything white or black, negative, positive, you can get your feel on. Sometimes you can grab a darker stone and you feel like it's emanating positive energy and not sucking away. Yes, sweetheart. Bye again. I love you. I'm just finishing up myself here too. So the last thing I wanted to do here is do this ritual. Now what you need for the ritual is a candle, and you'll need a couple of stones. I suggest 4 rose quartz. And you take your candle and you put, I have it written down here because I don't want to miss a beat. I haven't done this one in a long time. I had done this back in 2011. So it's been a long time since I've done this 11/11 kind of spell. But it can be done just to clear space and bring in abundance. It does both. It does the parallels. So, white candle in the middle of a table or your altar or sitting in front of you. When you light your candle with your intention. You take your 4 heartfelt stones. That's why I said use rose quartz. But it can be heartfelt stones. And heartfelt stones are any stones that you feel and resonate with your heart. And they can even be stones that you find on walks in nature. It doesn't have to cost you anything. Just your time and energy, which is what is actually the most valuable thing on this planet. So you take your 4 and you place them right in front of the candle in a pile. And you sit for a moment and you open yourself to the universe. Of course, before you do any of this, please make sure you clear your energy and space and how it feels right for you. You bring down in the universe and you go one by one to your crystal, your stone. And for each one in 1111, you place it down. You place it down in 4 corners. Left to right. If you are left-handed, right to left. If you're ambidextrous, whatever feels right for you. Your energy flows crisscross. So it's whatever feels right for you. That's why I know my energy flows this way. And I found that some left-handed people, their energy flows naturally this way. But for me, this is my out. This is my channel out. This is my channel in. When you sit with yourself, you start feeling it. And it's just like the DNA, the helix. It goes up and up. And it's actually up and swirl. There's an up and swirl again. So, I get tingles on top of my head. The amethyst is starting to get to me. So when you finish placing your crystals, you sit with yourself as long as you need to. You sit with those intentions and goals or wishes. If they're releasing, if they're bringing in, if they're both, again, it's whatever feels right for you. You try to have a balance because it is 11-11 balance. Now this energy is going to last right to the full moon. Right to the full moon. When you're done, don't blow out your candle. Do not physically blow out your candle. If you have a snuff, which is a little metal, it looks like a bell, but no thing in the middle with a stick, snuff it out, or use your hands, right out. I've never done a whole bunch of candles until recently, and I did them like in a triangle thing because it was like a focus manifestation challenge sort of idea through dream porting. But with one candle, it's quite easy, and I'm going to show you. And that's how we're going to end this. I'm going to end this on putting the candle out and letting you know that I've only got a few people in for the contest so far. And that means there's like really good chances. So don't forget, I'm giving away 3 readings. And they're going to be personal readings. And Louise could probably vouch for me if she was still here. But she's had one of my personal readings. And I'll let her speak for herself. But I really do enjoy personal readings because then it really resonates. I like doing the star seeds. I like doing empaths. I'm not a big fan of doing general reads for everybody. I like kind of keeping it to a collective. And I really resonate with the star seeds and the empath community because I am one. So on that note, yes, so make sure that you get into that contest because there's kyanite crystal packages I'm giving away and those 3 personal tarot readings. And I got some sponsorships on the go too. So YouTube congratulated us all for the 100 subscribers. So that was really cool. And then they said the next milestone is 1,000. I'm like, okay, I gotta get my mindset into this, 1,000. So they gave me some ideas and they said about working with sponsors and stuff like that. And that's kind of, I don't know if it's an easy thing for other people, but I did manifest it up. And I have like 5 people in my DMs and Instagram. One of them, I'm not sure if I resonate with it because it's kind of like a gothic clothing wear. I'm not sure about that. So I'm going to make sure that I resonate with anything that I support. I'm just not going to take just anything in. But I want to make sure that I'm getting something back out there, because I want to make sure that I give and I'm at service for my viewers and my subscribers, because that's why I'm doing this. I'm coming up to share what I know, and I feel good about it, and I know that I know what I'm talking about, and I want to be able to help people. So on that note, let's put out this candle. Sometimes it might take me 2 times, but that's okay. And what I'm going to say to you is take note of how many times it takes you, and don't get frustrated. If you find yourself, you're ready to go and blow it out, don't. Take the time, recenter, love yourself, because you did that for yourself, and then begin again. Oop, I gotta stand up. See? As soon as I noticed, gotta notice it. And it's out. Many blessings. I hope the 1111 portal was very opening for you. And as Louise mentioned, she was very tired. I was very tired. I slept. I did have a hard time waking up. When I woke up, there's a wave of information again. I did receive a lot of downloads. So I believe I'm going to take the next week to be very quiet into myself and really bring it all in. I will see you all on the full moon, because I'm coming to announce those winners. And if I don't have enough people that are applying for this or reaching out to go into the contest, then what am I going to do, right? I'm going to have to double up on packages. So they're going to get readings and crystals. So I'm not saying that's a bad thing, but what I'm saying is, like, I'd really like to be able to spread the love around. And Spirit keeps telling me, oh, Spirit just said, there's some people that really need this kyanite. And that's probably why the reason why it cracked. The star seeds are needing that juice. I feel like I got one more thing to say. I can just feel like my ears are ringing, and I can just feel something. Oh, feather magic. That's a remembrance from a conversation earlier. I will do something on feather magic for the full moon. Yeah. If you're having some emotional troubles, reach for your carnelian. It's the orange crystal. It helps with emotional healing and trauma. And I'm going to tell you what Spirit's showing me. Spirit's showing me a deck of cards, but not tarot cards, like a plain deck of cards. And they're showing me the 6 of diamonds. Now they're showing me the 4 of clubs, 4 of spades, 2 of hearts. And apparently that's going to resonate for some people. And the King of Diamonds. Okay. I think somebody that's watching this is starting to learn readings with a regular card deck. Interesting. It is an interesting way to read cards if you ever look into that. It's very different than tarot to a lot of degrees. It's very in-depth readings. I learned that's one of the first ways I learned how to do tarot readings was with the regular plain deck cards. And that goes in again if you listen to people, and it's your belief. This is what Spirit wants me to leave with. It's your belief. The left-handed magic, the right-handed magic, it's a belief system. So thinking that reading playing cards is devil's magic, it's not. Same with oracles. And yeah. Oh my God, Doreen Virtue's name has popped in my head. I'm just going to let that sit, because when Spirit does that, something comes along. So I'll keep my eye out and see what's going on with Miss Doreen. Much love. Blessings. Oh, gotta find my buttons here. Yes, much love. Oh, and I will do a tarot reading too on the full moon. I want to make sure I say that too. It'll be a separate video from the live, though. Thank you, everybody. This has been pretty cool. I'm looking forward to doing more and more of these. Thank you. And again, remember, if you have any questions or anything, to email me or direct message me. You can direct message me at Rainbow Winds Healing on Instagram, or you can email me at rainbowwindshealing@gmail.com. Love you. Bye.